Tonight on Air Rescue, trapped and unable to move.
Just make sure Ara's very careful across those rocks.
Mate, we're going to winch you out of here because I think this tide's coming in.
And those waves are going to get awfully close.
It's a race against the clock.
He's got him! He's got his leg!
Shark attack in the shallows.
You can actually see him out there just behind the break. 10-foot shark.
Right where children play.
Another one there, bro!
And they've been married for 27 years.
The scene's pretty intense. Everyone's really focusing on what they have to do.
Is this their final farewell?
There's a potential to have cardiac arrest any time. That's why I didn't want his wife to travel with us.
It's early morning, and the crew of Westpac 1 is responding to an emergency 000 call. A fisherman has fallen from a rocky cliff face and cannot move.
They've stated that the walking track at this stage will be unable to stoke the patient out, looking to be a helicopter winch out.
Who's going to do the winching if we winch? Well, if we have to put frogs in, I'll put the frogs in.
In his career, Danny Morris has logged over 200 winch jobs. He wouldn't have it any other way.
It's helping people. That's the fundamental thing of why you do it.
If he's got bilateral ankles, he's probably fallen, so he's at the bottom of something rather than the top or halfway down.
High above the scene, Danny will operate the winch while intensive care paramedic Dave Reed will dangle below.
It's a dangerous thing, inherently dangerous. I don't think about that. If I did, I wouldn't be in this job.
Winching the fishermen off the rocks in these conditions will be a challenge, even for the most experienced of teams.
We've got a lot long winches in the vicinity. When we get overhead, we'll have a look and see if we can locate them.
Below them, one of the biggest swells of the year. 3-metre waves pound the rocks.
That's them at our 3 o'clock down there low.
2 road paramedics have scrambled down the cliff to the injured fisherman, who's been stuck for over 3 hours.
Why would people do this? Why would you go fishing? And those waves are going to get awfully close. They already are.
With the tide rising fast, Danny's only got 1 shot at a winch drop. There's no room for error.
Okay, checks are still good. We obviously do have a bit of spray coming in. Just make sure Ara's very careful across those rocks. Okay, so just hold short there, moving rip across to the door.
The crew know their timing is critical.
The sea is very, very unpredictable.
Paramedic Dave must descend 35 metres onto the rock ledge below.
Yeah, the water's coming high. Yeah.
There's a certain sort of pattern to the waves sometimes. But every now and again, there'll be one big wave comes up, and as the water swishes back to the sea, off they go with it.
They must work fast, but turbulence bouncing off the cliff makes this the most dangerous part of the drop. At the base, the crew of Westpac 2 have just come on shift.
The weather's good, all the forecasts are good for all the airfields up the coast and out west.
Graham Nickerson, or Nico to the crew, has been working here for 32 years.
We've seen the very best and we've seen the very worst. Okay, thanks for that. We'll give you a call when we get in the air.
As per usual, the day is anything but ordinary. They've just had word of a shark attack at a surf beach 150 kilometres up the coast.
The information is someone's been bitten by a shark and needs some help, so we're hoping it's not too bad, but sharks, spiders and snakes don't like them.
Good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, up towards the south, coming up to your side 45.
As with every mission, details are initially sketchy. It's the air crewman's job to gather more information while the chopper's en route to the emergency.
Good afternoon, Westpac 2. Departed base a few minutes ago. We're just over Stockton now, en route to Crowdy Head.
Thanks, Westpac. Police will be organising our landing spot for you.
The story, as far as we know, guys, is that it's a 45-year-old gentleman that's had some sort of an incident involving a shark. He's got lacerations to both his lower legs.
With any kind of shark bite, One of the first concerns for the flight paramedics will be how much blood the patient has lost by the time they arrive. It's a time-critical situation.
It's the same place as we went to for the last shark attack. Oh, I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it is too. It's going to have to land a little bit in just to get enough clearance with the tail. Not going to be terribly far from that vehicle.
Copy that. And they're coming on right on the left, skid on Farrowfield. Yeah. And coming on right.
Go jump out, Mark.
Air crewman Nico works quickly to free up the paramedics. They must assess the patient immediately. Local beachgoers have tried to patch up the victim, but the severity of the shark bite is unknown. And if he's lost too much blood, he's in danger of suffering a heart attack. Coming up, risking it all to save one man.
Mate, we're going to winch you out of here because I think this tide's coming in.
The water's coming high.
Yeah. Ivan's in serious situation. He's pretty well fighting for life.
And if they can't slow his pulse rate, his heart will simply stop beating.
Potential have cardiac arrest any time.
21 minutes to go.
We can't wait 21 minutes.
At the rocks, it's crunch time for the Westpac rescue crew. They're hovering over an injured fisherman, trapped against the rising tide.
There's risk in every time that you fly.
Air crewman Danny mans the winch.
There are some jobs we won't do if the risk is too high.
One waits off, slap cables played, wait for a disconnect.
Paramedic Dave is safely down,
He looks good.
but must work fast.
So hopefully he's going to call up and say, yep, just angles, stop him out.
The patient, Gavin Robinson, has fallen 2.5 metres and is unable to walk.
Okay, matey, how you going? Gavin, I'm Dave. Mate, we're going to winch you out of here. Get the out because I think this tide's coming in. So, what's going to happen, I'm going to put this around your back, goes under your shoulders. When we get you up to the helicopter, you're going to go in backwards on your hands and I'll look after your legs. Just slide in on the floor all the way over, okay? Portable to Westpac 1. We'll go and land and get him sorted out, and these guys will see if they can walk out. If they can't, they'll give us a shout.
Rock fishing is the cause of more than 10% of all coastal drowning deaths in Australia.
When the cable comes in, so don't grab anything. I'll be across here like this, all right?
For the team of Westpac 1, this is a critical moment.
Move right 10, right 3, right 1, hold hooks on the ground, some slack cable, and move back 2. Nice and slowly, wall clear behind. And hold, right over the top of them now. Waiting for a thumbs up, got that clear to come up and take the weight.
Gavin's in serious pain. With a rising tide and turbulence, speed is of the essence.
Okay, they're coming up nicely. No spin, no swing. Keep moving left.
Despite the urgency, he must be kept calm. Movement of the wire can put everyone in danger.
Bring him up to the door. Okay, Nugget, drag him in.
Okay, in you go. Okay. Righto. Stay there. That's right now. We're just going to go and land now, and then we'll get you a bit better comfortable, okay? You right for a minute?
The chopper now needs to land somewhere safe, so Gavin can be properly assessed.
Plan was to do a stretcher hoist, but because his position on the rocks and the large swell, we were concerned that they would have got washed off the rocks. So we opted to do a rescue strop extrication, and that worked quite well. The patient's got bilateral fractured ankles, and they appear to be his own injuries. The paramedics are assessing him now.
So the tide was coming in. So the guys, the ambos there, the paramedics are saturated, as you can see. One big greenie come along and washes all off, and we're all in the you-know-what. Okay. First time and last time.
Gavin usually fishes from his boat at home. But with the tuna on today, he thought the rocky head would be a good place to cast his line.
I set all the rods up, put a light bait jig on and started jigging for a small light bait and walking back, down I went.
And he slipped from that little ledge up the top
I'm
down
actually
about 8 foot down to where he's landed on both ankles. And
In pain and unable to move, Gavin was stuck on the rocks and crying out for help, until another fisherman spotted him and called 000.
I think rock fishermen, they're a whole different breed. That's all I think about. It's a generally innocuous pastime, but every now and again, something wrong happens with catastrophic results.
On the beach, word of the shark attack has spread, and the shark is still lurking.
Steve was saying they're just in here, just in amongst...
See the amount of fish on the shore, I can't start blaming.
The patient, 45-year-old Alan Saunders, was netting mullet when the shark hit him from behind.
The grey nurse, isn't it, Al? Yeah, grey nurse shark.
Up to 3.5 metres in length, grey nurse sharks don't typically attack humans, unless they're in the way of their food. He's got tear marks down both legs, and he's in extreme pain.
Al, I'm going to give you a bit more pain relief, okay? This is good. I'll put that under his arm so we can still get the whistle.
Alan's blood loss is under control, for now. What they don't know is that the shark's tooth is embedded in the bone. Coming up, the shocking moment when a grey nurse strikes.
Another one there, bro. He's got him. He's got his leg.
Ivan's in serious situation. He's pretty well fighting for life.
And a wife's kiss of hope. Crowdy Head is a hotspot for tourists and a known feeding ground for sharks. Paramedics have wrapped shark attack victim Alan in foil to keep him warm, and are now preparing him for emergency airlift to hospital.
Did you actually see the shark?
No, I didn't see that one. I grabbed the other one before it, though.
Alan knows what hit him, but not how he was bitten.
He came from behind me.
How many puncture wounds are on the right leg?
I think there's
3. There might be a 4th one underneath the calf.
Jeez, you're a better man than me, mate. How big are they?
Just above the ankle.
They're about 10 foot, I think they are.
Unbeknown to Alan, a bystander captured the whole thing on his smartphone.
Look at his teeth. Oh, he's biting that net, look.
It all started with good intentions. Alan and his mates were releasing 2 grey nurse sharks caught in their mullet net. The law states that grey nurse sharks must be released by hand before the haul is completed. The first one gets away safely, cheered on by holidaymakers.
Go the other way, mate.
That's Alan on the right. Moments later, the second one also breaks free.
There's another one there, bro.
But then it turns and strikes.
He's got him.
Alan drags himself to the beach and then collapses.
That shark's got his leg. Got his leg. Look this way. He got bitten by a shark.
Mate, he's a gutsy man. 10-foot shark. And you can actually see him out there just behind the break there. Bit of activity. The locals know that there's been a few sharks around here today. So they can swim there by themselves.
The tear on Alan's leg is 30 centimetres wide, and the shark's tooth remains embedded in the bone.
2, 3 up.
The crew ease him into the chopper for transfer to hospital.
Just watch your fingers, guys.
Pass through the big holder.
It's been a lucky escape for both Shark and Alan.
Okay, coming up. Look to the left. Your Westpac chief's departed this scene at Crowdy Head with the patient on board. Direct for John Hunter will be there at 16:45, and thanks to the cars on scene for their help. Much appreciated.
At base, there's no rest for the flight crew.
1,000 my side doors and belts.
Westpac 2 has just received an urgent call-out to a patient on the brink of a suspected cardiac arrest.
Westpac 2 is just departing base now, POB of 6 for Glenmunn Row area. We should be on scene approximately 17:55.
The location is 2.5 hours away by car.
In the climb, 3,500 feet, tracking north.
Early reports indicate the man's symptoms are life-threatening. Air rescue is the only option.
Well, the update is at the moment the patient is now being recovered from where he was to the vehicles. They're just assessing and they're going to decide where we're going to go to.
Copy that, thank you. If he's got a cardiac, did you want to hot load him or do you want to shut down mine?
Paramedics call.
Yeah, we'll let you know, mate. I think we might have to treat him with some drugs that they don't have here.
When we land, we're going to need our life packet and the packs.
Okay.
One of the few female members of the service, Genevieve has been an intensive care paramedic for 19 years. She's one of the most trusted members of the team.
Been told that his rhythm is way too fast to be maintained for any longer, so he's not getting enough oxygen because his heart's not pumping. It's an indication of how seriously ill this patient is.
And you're just going to land between the ambulance, they're at a gate. I've got to go in that paddock. Got power pole at the house, got them? Yeah, visual.
Clear right door.
Clear door.
Right door coming back.
The crew act fast to get as close to the scene as possible.
One to go. Ride's coming on, ride's off. There you go, you're clear out.
Yeah,
moving in.
On the ground, Nathan and paramedic Genevieve head to the ambulance to find a man fighting for his life.
We were on scene for probably about 10 minutes. By the time we got this on, that's the rhythm he's showing up.
62-year-old engineer Ivan was clearing a bush track when he collapsed. A young helper was able to drag him to safety and call wife Ellison.
All he could tell me was that Ivan collapsed and that he couldn't walk.
Ivan's heart rate is 3 times higher than what it should be. The road paramedics have been unable to slow it down.
It's about 220 and he's not maintaining a blood pressure with it, so it's very difficult to read because it's so fast, but we've got a drug that can slow heart rate, so we're going to try him with that.
Ivan could go into cardiac arrest at any moment. A terrifying situation for wife Ellison.
So we'll be taking him down to John Hunter Hospital in the helicopter. He'll be in the emergency department down there initially.
With Ivan's condition so critical, protocol dictates that Ellison won't be able to fly with her husband.
You certainly don't want a close relative sitting there right beside him watching this happen, especially if we're not successful.
The flight crew must be prepared for the worst. Ivan may not make it.
Ivan's in serious situation. He's pretty well fighting for life. The scene's pretty intense. Everyone's really focusing on what they have to do because we just want the best outcome.
Hello, you're his wife, eh? Oh, I'm John. How you going?
Ivan and Ellison have been married for 27 years. John breaks the news to Ellison. Her husband is critically ill.
That he's obviously in a pretty bad way. I know that he's strong and that if he's made it that far that he will continue. But when the paramedics looked me in the eyes and told me, you understand that he may deteriorate with an inference that he may not make it, that was hard, yeah.
Ellison will make the 2.5-hour drive to the hospital on her own. But will her life be the same when she gets there? Coming up, a mid-air crisis for the rescue crew.
This is a rescue helicopter. We don't want people to pass away in the back of the aircraft.
We're running out of options here.
It's their last hope.
21 minutes to go.
We can't wait 21 minutes.
Is he pretty crook, this fella?
There's potential to have cardiac arrest any time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I didn't want his wife to travel with us.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ivan is still not responding to the drugs to slow his heart rate.
The lignocane's only if he goes into VF.
I think we may have to resort to it if it doesn't respond to amiodarone.
Ivan's symptoms suggest he has a condition known as cardiac ischemia, caused by a blockage in his arteries or a lack of blood flow to the heart muscle itself.
And a ground speed of 97 knots.
Yep.
6 hours since he first collapsed, Ivan's heart muscles are on the edge of complete failure.
We're running out of options here. He's still in VT. He's been in it for, what was the first time we gave the amiodarone?
1758.
21 minutes to go.
We can't wait 21 minutes.
This is a rescue helicopter and we don't want people to pass away in the back of the aircraft. Our goal is to get them to hospital alive and hopefully they recover.
By the sounds of what you guys are doing, he's not that flash.
No, he's got a good chance he could have a cardiac arrest.
That's a good call for the helicopter then.
If Ivan goes into cardiac arrest, they'll have to perform immediate CPR and shock his heart back into rhythm.
His back's killing him.
Got tears coming out his eyes now.
Another shot of amiodarone
This will make it 300.
Yeah, okay.
has no effect, and the hospital is still minutes away. Jen and John have one last chance to save him. An antiarrhythmic drug known as lignocaine.
Check lignocaine, 100 milligrams, August 13th. I'll keep the drip on so you can flush it through slowly.
5 minutes.
Finally, the breakthrough they've been hoping for.
Starts to come up a bit.
The drug is starting to take effect, and Ivan's heart rate is dropping.
We can see his heart is starting to slow down and his condition is starting to improve.
Blood pressure's improved with the slower rate and the IV fluid. 260 down to 197, 195 now.
The hospital helipad is in sight. The drama is over.
See you guys next time. Good job, very impressive, as always.
Without the rapid response and the teamwork of the aircrew, it could have been a very different outcome for Ivan. Next week on Air Rescue, the race to save little Sonny.
Child pulled a hot bucket of water over itself.
Yeah, a little baby screaming like that, it's tragic.
Could have been so much worse.
The everyday hero who risked his life to save another.
The thing was rolling and the guys were pulling kids off. And there was one kid in the middle and she was just frozen stiff.
What went wrong?
When those big cows or horses kick you, they only kick you once.
And a case of man versus beast.
Looking nervous. I'm going to get out of here.